Live from Detroit, Michigan, this is the Honestly Sis podcast, Activation Edition. Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back if you're new to this podcast. I'm your host, Honest Am, and I am here to give you guys another activation. I hope that this message finds you well. But before we get into it, I need to do just a little bit of housekeeping. Guys, remember this is a independently owned and operated podcast. So if you love this, please make sure that you are subscribing at www.honestlysis.com. If you wish to donate, you can do so. Remember this fall, we're coming October. I'm saying this fall, we're already in the fall, but coming this October, we will be getting into a new season of newsletters. And so if you want to know what I'm doing currently, please make sure that you're subscribed. Also, and remember, in order for me to become who I need to be, I need your love, your support, and your energy. If you really, really enjoyed this week's episode, please consider leaving a review, giving me 5 stars, or you can share it to a friend or your favorite timeline, okay? Because remember, without you, I am nothing. The beautiful part is when we can connect. So please, guys, get the word out there. I love you so much. Let's go ahead and get into this week's episode. So this week, I am going to use our quote that I got from my Twitter timeline. I still don't know how to pronounce this name, but I think it is Kamal Shagun. And the quote goes as follows. During sex, you become a sponge for the other person's conscious and energy. Every penetration and push is an affirmation. Are your energy and strength being depleted or recharged, strengthened, or weakened? Again, during sex, you become a sponge for the other person's conscious and energy. Every penetration and push is an affirmation. Is your energy being strengthened or depleted, strengthened or weakened? That is what we're going to focus on today. So let's go ahead and get into our breathing. So I want you to go ahead, take a deep breath in through your nose, to your mouth with a sigh. Another deep inhale in through your nose and out through your mouth with a sigh. One more time, a deep inhale in through your nose and out your mouth with a sigh. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, we got our 3 cards. Peeking up is transformation, balance, and authenticity. So try to make sure that you're balancing your transformation with making sure that you're being true to yourself. I think a lot of people can get into this healing journey and they get into that I can't eat meat, I can't do this, do whatever is authentic to you. Whatever is no longer working, that's what needs to go away. You do not need to become somebody else's version of healed and whole. Okay. The 3 messages that we have and that we're going to focus on this week: creativity. Peace. Peace came out in our past position. I'm going to think about it last week. Maybe last week you had a very peaceful week. Things were going great. Currently this week, our focus is all about creativity. We actually see angels kind of looking in an art gallery. So maybe this week you're observing your creativity, maybe looking at the things that you created, or even maybe starting to do some research on a new project that you may want to do. Moving forward is discernment next week. And moving into next week is going to be very important that we are using discernment on this card. We have an angel sitting in a car and it's saying, are we going to go left or right? The message that I get though with peace, creativity, and discernment is that making peace with your creativity. Make peace with your creativity. It's something about this discernment. Something I want to say, making sure that you're going the right way. I think for some of you guys, maybe you're resting and you're thinking about ways to be more creative and you're just not sure if you should do it. Maybe you've been thinking about a project and you're not sure if you should do a project. I think what you have to use is your excitement. I met a healer earlier this year. I'm actually going to a drum circle tomorrow. But she told me something that completely changed my life. And she said that when you trust yourself, you trust God. And so I think for a lot of you guys, you may be struggling with, being creative or knowing whether or not if you should go on this creative journey. And you have to realize that it wouldn't even be coming up if it wasn't something that you were supposed to do. The reason or how you know which way that you need to go is, what do you feel? Do you feel excitement? Do you feel joy? Do you feel um maybe a little bit of anxiousness? Anxiousness is not necessarily bad. It's just meaning that you're doing something that you're not normally familiar with. But angel number 911 on the clock, but it's like something, it's an alarm coming up. It's something that's really, I think it's like this week, you need to make a decision on which way to go. And the best way to decide if you should go left or right or whatever you should do is to ask, what do you really want to do? I feel like God is saying, start making peace with trusting yourself. Be at peace with trusting yourself. Be at peace with your creativity, and knowing that as long as you keep following, answering the calling on your heart, if you keep trusting yourself, then it will automatically lead you where you need to go. Okay? Let's go ahead and get some tarot. Is there anything else that we need to know about these? Peace, creativity, discernment. Card that popped out is the moon. The moon speaks about the moon card coming out. The moon can speak a lot about um the illusions that come up, the polarity, like you being nervous of the things that you cannot see. Like you may be looking at something at the face value, um, but you're not trusting that it's going to be okay because you can't see the big picture of it. But you have to trust, again, going back to that discernment, you have to trust what you feel. Last year, maybe not even last year, a couple of years ago, I made a choice and a law for myself that I wouldn't make any decision out of fear. Completely changed my life. Completely changed my life. When you allow fear not to be a ruling entity of your life, it's going to open up your borders. And so I think for a lot of you guys, you may be just feeling like, oh, I'm nervous, or I'm not sure if I can do this. I don't know what the right way to go. What is your heart telling? Um if your heart could speak to you, what would it be saying? Okay. That's maybe a good question. Temperance came out. Yeah, you guys, you need to balance your emotions. You need to learn how to balance. It's something I think you need your current position. You need to get more creative, not just about your life, but about your transformation, about the process. You need to get more creative about moving forward. Because I think for some of you guys, it's like, if you don't, okay, faith without works is dead. But it's like, for some of you guys, like, I can't see it, and so I don't want to work towards it. But the thing about spirituality is that you have to work towards it, and then you'll start seeing it. Like, if you're not going to do nothing if you're not going to start working towards something until you know for a fact that it's true, then it's never going to happen. Like, you have to just go for it without having that confirmation. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop mumbling. Let's get some cards. Oh, I don't know. For some reason, I'm not like getting no energy. It's like I am getting stuff, but I'm not getting clear. Okay, so for peace, what came out? Actually, this makes sense. The Magician. Yeah, God is asking you. You are the God is asking you. That's what this creativity is coming in. It's like you have to learn to start wielding your power. And a big part of that is you're stopping yourself. And the reason why you're stopping yourself, because you're like, well, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. Remember, trusting God is trusting yourself. And so if that is the case, then if you could trust yourself, then you should know that whatever you want to manifest, you can bring your life, because the Magician card did come out. The card that also the card that the card that's underneath all of this is the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is like about defending your territory, defending your spot on, what you're doing, what you're going after. And so I feel like for a lot of you guys, you feel like you need to be super defensive and like you need to fight, 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 fight. And that's not the case. Like, you are the magician. You don't have to fight to become who you already are. You just have to make peace with it and make a choice. What came out with peace is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is all about making a decision. And you see, like, these swords, are like kind of intertwined with each other. And I think it's because it's like when you don't make a decision, you're making a choice to stay the same, right? And so God is saying, make peace. Like a lot of you guys are refusing to make a decision because you're like, well, I don't want to go the wrong route, or I don't want to say the wrong thing. But God is like, you need to make peace with where you are right now. Make a choice. Make a choice. Are you going to be the alchemist of your life, or are you not? Are you going to live life how it's always going to be, or are you going to try to do something different? If you're going to try to do something different, then you need to become the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a woman who's all about, I mean, this looks very ice cold, but she's just somebody who, she doesn't play. She mean what she say, and she say what she means. She's somebody who is very, very, it's like, this is a graduation. This is where you are, right? This is what's underneath this, but this is who God's saying you need to be. It's like you're fighting, fighting, fighting. It's like you don't have to do all this fighting. All you have to do is set your boundaries. I'm not here for bullshit. I'm not here for people who are not going to show me reciprocity. I'm not here for people who are going to waste my time, period. I'm not here for people who are not going to support my creative energy and who I'm trying to be. That's it. You don't have to fight, fight, fight. You don't have to make people get on your side. All you have to do is set a law, set a rule, set a standard, and then don't allow nobody to cross it. Don't bend it. Don't do it for anybody else, right? That is that's your homework. For the discernment, temperance came right back out. Because this discernment and this temperance is all about transmuting. On this card, it's about balancing, but temperance is about transmuting. It is about taking a bad situation and making it good. It is about taking something that, you didn't really want, but finding something useful out of it anyway, making lemons out of lemonade. And that's what you need to do. You need to figure out, I think, because a lot of you guys, the Magician is coming out, and the Seven of Swords underneath this is the Princess of Swords. So again, letting me know that you really got a lot of work to do on setting some boundaries. But for me, I think this reading is just all about like you deciding who you want to be. Once you decide that you want to be this creative person, or you want to be this creative being, then all you have to do is start moving in a direction of that. And then when you get to a fork in the road, you have to ask yourself, okay, is this choice going to take me closer to who I want to be, or is it going to move me further away? If it's going to move you further away, that's your choice right there. You don't want to go backwards. And so you're going to make that choice. I think a lot of us, we stay stagnant and we're not moving because it's like, well, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, or I don't know. How do you feel? Do you feel good about it? Do you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to do? If you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to do, just trust it and keep moving in that direction. If you don't feel like you're doing what you're supposed to do, then maybe you need to make a choice. The truth is, I think in this past position, it's like, are you at peace with your life? And I think that was the question I left with you guys with the quarter life crisis the last time we had an activation. It was like, do you believe that you can have what you think you can have? Have you made peace with the fact that you are a spiritual being? Have you made peace with the fact that you can manifest anything effortlessly in your life? If you haven't made peace, or you haven't decided, yes, this can happen, then of course you're going to keep struggling when it comes to your creativity. Of course, you're going to keep struggling when it comes to setting boundaries, because you haven't made peace on who you're trying to be. And so God is saying, make peace, make a choice and decide who you want to be today. Once you make that choice of, oh, I want to be a creative, or I want to be an artist, I want to do this. Okay. So now create boundaries. Now you have to, okay, so if you're going to be an artist, what type of art are you creating? If you're going to be an artist, how are you going to work on your art? How are you going to work on your craft? If as a writer, you need to write at least an hour a day. So are you going to put practices in place so that you're writing that hour a day? A lot of you guys, you keep looking. I'm going to say this again. A lot of you guys keep looking at God, and you be mad at God because you're like, God, you're not helping me. You're not doing this. You're not doing it. But the truth is, like, do you trust yourself? This is all about you. This discernment is you. Do you make decisions that are in alignment with who you're trying to be? Do you make decisions that make you closer to becoming the magician and the alchemist of your life? Or do you make choices that move you further back? If you keep making choices that make you move further back, now you got to go into the temperance position and ask yourself, okay, so why do I keep doing these self-sabotaging beliefs? So then we get into those extra souls. Okay, so maybe I need to do some morning pages. Maybe I need to do my affirmations. Maybe I need to get some energy healing. The thing I want you to realize is that you are not. I think the worst thing that they could have said is that we have no control over our life. The worst thing that they could have ever said to us is that, everything is at charge of mystery, everything is random and and it's already decided when you were born. That makes no sense, because if everything was decided the moment that we were born, what is the purpose of being in this human experience? So that's why I'm saying it goes back to free will. You have a choice to decide who you want to be. And if you're not making choices that brings you peace, if you're not making choices that are in alignment with your creativity and who you want to be, you have no one to blame but yourself. Okay. I do want to just clarify. I got my other deck just because to be fully transparent, I really don't use that Mystic Monday. That's what this tarot deck is. I really don't use it that much. And I grabbed it because I'm like, I should use this more, but I don't use it that much. And so I think that's why I'm not getting no energy off of these cards like that. All right, let's just clarify. Two of Swords, Queen of Wands, Temperance, Seven of Wands, and the Magician. God, what do you feel like our viewers, our listeners need to know about being the alchemist of our life? Yep. 555, angel number 55. It's the conflict. It's the conflict, guys. It is the conflict. Here is you mourning the past. It's you here again. We talked about this Five of Cups energy. You looking at all the stuff you lost. You looked at all the stuff that you spilled over. You looking at the conflict that's within the world. You have to realize that this chaotic energy is life-changing energy. This is when we become the alchemist. This is when the temperance cards come in play. You don't look at the outside world and ask it to tell you who you want it to be. You go within and you tell the outside world who it's going to be, okay? And so for a lot of you guys that are allowing the conflict of the world to kind of confuse you and stop you from being a magician, again, going back to that discernment, you got to make the choice. Are you going to allow the media and everything else to keep you in this position, keep you stagnant, keep you in loss? Or are you going to say, okay, the world is falling apart, so let me go inside so I can become the magician, so I can bring my dreams about? That's what you got to ask yourself today. All right, let's get some tools real quick. Gonna go into our money and law of attraction deck. I'm not trying to make these readings super long. Dear God, clarify this message of peace, creativity, discernment. Why is it so important for us to make peace with who we are, to make peace with our creativity, and to be discerning as we move forward? Just give us two tools that we can use. Did y'all just see that? These cards just flew right out of my hand. I said 2 cards. God gave us 3. The 3 cards that came out is I can deliberately choose to feel better now. Again, about that making a choice. You can either look at the outside world and decide that it's over, or you can look at the outside world and get excited and realize that we are in a time to rebuild. It's up to you. The next one that came out is nothing is more important than that I feel good. I can see where this is coming from, and I can have money and freedom too. It's your feelings. This is a feelings reading. This is about your feelings. A lot of you guys, you have to really care about what you're caring about. The better my story gets, the better my life gets. How are you speaking over yourself? How are you speaking when you are in? That's how you have to really you have to pay attention to your emotions and know that when you are feeling good, you are attracting good. And so when you're feeling bad, it's not to say, oh, be fake happy, but maybe explore. I do a feelings wheel exercise. You can literally just go on Pinterest or you can Google feelings wheel. And if you're feeling sad, looking at that wheel and look at the sad and be like, is it really sad? Because sad can actually be a lot of different emotions. Really quickly, let's just go into this feeling wheel. Interesting. Okay. Let me go into my feelings wheel. And then this will be it. Oh, look. The first thing that's there, because I always am looking at my damn feeling wheel. Okay, here it is. Okay. So sad. I may have to actually this may mean I need to actually start doing more lives. I keep trying to show y'all shit. So this is the feelings wheel. Let's come down so you can see it. For the people looking at the visual, this is a feelings wheel. And so you may say, okay, I'm feeling sad today. But in the sad wheel, you can feel lonely, vulnerable, despair, guilty, depressed, or hurt, right? So you say, oh, I'm feeling sad, but sad is just a surface emotion. Let's drill down. So if you're feeling sad, matter of fact, I'm not feeling sad. Let's do how I will really do this. So right now, I'm feeling very happy. I feel good. I feel good today. So I'm going to say I feel happy. But happy is, again, just a very basic emotion. So let me go into the happiness. I have playful, I have content, I have interested, proud, accepted, powerful, peaceful, trusting, and optimistic. And so maybe I'll say I'm feeling kind of more um powerful, peaceful, and optimistic. Now you can go even deeper. The powerful means I'm feeling creative, which is I'm doing something that is very creative. The peaceful could mean that I'm feeling very thankful, which is, again, that is what I'm feeling. And then the optimistic can feel that I'm inspired. And it is, because as I'm doing this, I do feel inspired to keep doing it more. So you see what I'm saying? So at the surface, I'm saying I'm just happy, but really deep down, what I'm feeling is creative. I'm feeling hopeful, and I'm feeling inspired. Same thing again, when you're feeling these feelings of sadness, let's go into it. Maybe you're not just feeling sad. Maybe you're feeling lonely. And maybe you may not like that word of loneliness, but lonely could be either you're feeling isolated or abandoned. So then you can go into looking up I would literally go and look up the definition of isolated, or look up the definition of being abandoned, and be like, okay, so I don't feel abandoned, but I do feel a little isolated right now. So if you know that you're feeling a little isolated, now you can be like, okay, so how can I do any activity to make me feel less isolated? Maybe I need to go to my brother's house. Maybe I need to, go to a drumming circle, or maybe I need to go to a dance class. You see what I'm saying? About being the magician of our life. It's about taking these feelings and transmuting it. Again, let's do one more exercise. Let's say that I'm feeling very angry. I'm pissed off, right? But anger, again, that's just a surface emotion. Let's go deeper. Am I feeling let down? Am I feeling humiliated, bitter, mad, aggressive, frustrated, distant, or critical? I'm feeling frustrated. Frustrated could mean annoyed. It could be hostile. It could be infuriated. You see what I'm saying? So let me go look at the feeling of infuriated. Maybe that's not what I'm feeling, or maybe I feel provoked. Okay, who provoked me? Why am I feeling provoked? Okay, how can I, my manager sent me an email that pissed me off or that made me feel bad. Okay, why do I feel bad? Maybe because I feel a little stressed. Maybe I feel overwhelmed or out of control. I feel rushed. I feel like she's putting pressure on me. How can I take that pressure off? By letting her know, okay, so maybe I can't take on an extra assignment. I want you to realize that our feelings are coming up to give us information. And if we would just listen to them, then we can move out of it and we can start moving up the vibrational ladder. Because remember, when you are feeling good, you are attracting good. But if you are feeling bad, you are attracting bad. And so your job is to, whenever you're feeling that sadness, is to try to get you a feelings wheel, do that exercise, try to drill down to what you're really feeling, and see if you can do one activity to swing yourself the other way. I'm telling you, every time I do this feeling wheel, I really have like a big aha moment. Like something will come to me and I'm like, oh, that's what I'm feeling. Okay. I just want you to realize that your life is in your hands and that you are the one who get to decide how it's going to go. Okay. Okay. I'm going to wrap up this reading with a work your light card. Give me 1 second. Remember, if you are interested in learning more information about these tools, please make sure that you check us out, become a member at Substack, www.substack.com/Honestly Sis, and you can get these tools. I'm going to read these tools in more depth. I'm going to give you, probably give you just a little bit more guidance, and I'm also going to read that affirmation card. So give me just 1 second and I'll get that for you. We'll wrap this on up. So remember, this is our worker light. I'm not going to read this card, but this is just to give you a lasting thought to finish up this reading. So dear God, guardian angels, and ancestors, clarify this message of peace, creativity, discernment. What do we need to know In God's name I pray. Ashe. Peace, creativity, discernment. I can deliberately choose to feel better now. Nothing is more important than that I feel good. And I can have this reading. Double mission, channeling and uplifting the community. So that goes back to our creativity. A lot of you guys underneath this, and take a break, a life work, not a season. Get off the treadmill of life. So if you are feeling overwhelmed and you've been feeling like you've been working really, really hard, but you haven't been seeing the payoff, take a break. Take a break. Stop focusing on it. Put your energy elsewhere and see if the universe can bring you something else. But a lot of you people, the reason why you're feeling so much pressure is because you do have a mission to create art. You have a double mission, which is to serve and also uplift the community. And so your job is to do this, I'm telling you, I'm giving you permission to be a creative being. We need you in this world. We need you to help bring humanity up to date. And if you're feeling just a little burnt out, take a break. Tell God that you're stressed out, and I promise you, He will deliver you some help. Okay. All right, y'all. That is all the messages I have for you. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Remember, Honestly Sis is an independently owned and operated company. If you wish to support us, please check out www.honestlysis.com. If you could not support financially, please support energetically by sharing this episode to your favorite social media timeline. All right, y'all. I love you so much. Thank you for helping my dreams come true. And until we meet again, be good to yourself and maybe someone else. Peace.